No, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, tomato ketchup. Greetings and welcome back to another reaction video. And in this video, I'm going to be reacting to 8 summer foods I only encountered after moving to America. I'm Mr. H and I'm on a journey to learn all things USA. If that sounds good and you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and notification bell on, because I'm posting every Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Now listen, my jibber jabber, let's get on with it.
We here at Lost in the Pond didn't have all of the ingredients, so we made our own terrible version. Hello, I'm Laurence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to food, specifically at this time of year, summer food. And with the 4th of July just around the corner, I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about how Americans just love their summer food. And I know, I get it, there won't be many parades this year, but if you're anything like me on the 4th of July, you'll lock yourself in your bedroom with 5 hot dogs and watch Bill Pullman deliver his presidential speech in Independence Day. But if you're the sort of person that won't go quietly into the night, I'm sure you're the sort of person that will still devour lots of food. Now, it's appropriate that I mentioned hot dogs a moment ago, because there are certain summer foods, of course, that I did encounter in Britain, and hot dogs are one of them, or usually 5.
I love hot dogs. Let me know in the comments, are you a tomato ketchup or tomato ketchup? No, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, tomato ketchup or mustard or both. Let me know in the comments below. And if you are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to drop a like, because it really helps me and the channel out.
For me, it's a weird addiction. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop until you get heart disease. And so, as is usual with this kind of list, there will be certain foods that didn't make it. I just wanted to make that perfectly clear in case Uncle Toby was ready and waiting at his keyboard. And so, without further ado, here are 5 summer foods that I only encountered after moving to America.
Corn dog. Corn dog. Now, I think I have had a corn dog before. Again, it was the first time I went to America when I was 17. Long time ago. Went to Florida. Isn't it like on a stick from memory? Is it a sausage? It's like kind of battery, something around it. And it's like on a stick from memory.
The best way that I can think of to describe a corn dog is this. It's a poor man's hot dog. In fact, doing some reading around, this is how it was popularized in the United States. During a baseball game in the 1930s, the hot dog vendor ran out of buns. We've all done it. And so he improvised by using some cornmeal batter that he had prepared for some fish. And so they spread around the baseball stadium, much to the glee of spectators who didn't know how to hold them. And so the rest, as they say, is history, minus the addition of the sticks. But this was roughly a decade after German sausage makers had already introduced a concept similar to corn dogs in Texas, proving once again that there are 2 certainties in life: that most of America's best food came about during the Great Depression, and that Germans love a good sausage. As for me, I experienced my first ever corn dog at the Indiana State Fair. That day, bear in mind, I'd already met the world's largest sow and was subjected to 20 minutes of pig racing. That's pigs racing against each other. That's not me being subjected to racing against pigs again. And there were just lots of animals. In fact, on my way to the food stand, I was stopped in my tracks by a cow doing a And so the last thing I wanted at this point was some meat, especially on a stick.
I like it. He does chuck in the odd profanity. It's just something even funnier when it's bleeped out, because you know what he's saying, but you don't have to hear it.
I have to confess, after that first experience, I had a strongly negative reaction to corn dogs, to the extent that my wife nearly disowned me. But as time went on, and as my savings ran out, and as desperation set in, I started to come round to the idea, and I came to accept it for what it is: fair food, as opposed to unfair food. But the one advantage it does have over a standard hot dog is it's not particularly messy, unlike this.
Chili dog. Is it like a sausage meat, but it's got like chili in the actual sausage, as opposed to putting like chili sauce on the top? I don't know. I'm keen to learn. Bloody love food. Bloody love you.
Where can I start with chili dogs? I'd sooner end with chili dogs. In fact, there's a reason I don't have one to show you today as an example, because if I wanted to get the grey out of my beard, I'd just buy hair dye. So I've got an invisible one. It's like that scene in Hook. And you turn it around, you start eating it. Sorry about the noises. And it goes everywhere. It goes all over your beard if you have one, and if you don't have one, you soon will. It's a mess. It's a mess, and it's my least favourite on this list, I confess. But what is it? Well, I learned today, is not one singular entity because there are many kinds of chili dog around America. But typically speaking, a chili dog is a type of hot dog that, in addition to containing a sausage, also contains meat sauce. And people usually sprinkle on cheese and onions for extra taste. And here's the thing, it actually does taste amazing. You just need a knife and fork to eat it.
I bet it does taste amazing. If you like chili dogs, let me know in the comments below.
Word of warning though, only do that if you're willing to risk deportation. Either way, you're unlikely to find the chili dog in the UK. Oh, I just realized we didn't do the joke about how chili dogs are not the same thing as freezing canines.
Pork tenderloin sandwich. Okay, kind of speaks for itself.
One way that I endeared myself to my Midwestern chums, other than wielding my accent and my dimples, is that I absolutely love the pork tenderloin sandwich. And when you think about it, this is quite extraordinary because A, I'm not from the Midwest, and B, I was subjected to the Piglet Olympics. But when I moved to the state of Indiana in 2008, the pork tenderloin, both the phrase and the concept, was alien to me. It turns out in hindsight that it's also alien to a lot of Americans, and that's because the pork tenderloin is indigenous to the Midwest. Indigenous was the wrong word, wasn't it? Basically, a pork tenderloin sandwich, as you may have guessed, is usually a deep-fried pork loin on a bun. God help us if baseball vendors run out of tenderloin buns. But, and this could be my nostalgic bias toward Indiana, where they are believed to have originated, I bloody love them. And while you can probably eat them all year round, they are best served in the sweltering heat of a 4th of July parade, or a state fair, or Studio 81.
Come on guys, people coming back know I am all over this, all over it. I reckon I'm the only British person that likes root beer. I'm gonna put a video up here, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be there. If it's not, it's there, where I tried root beer, A&W, Barks. I'll leave it up there hanging. Don't click it yet, click it at the end of the video. I am the root beer master. Not really. Done floats, done them on their own, did a competition, check it out. I'm all over root beer.
Dear Uncle Toby, I know that root beer is technically a drink and not a food. The word drink wouldn't fit succinctly within the title of this video. Yes, root beer is an example of a summer drink that I only encountered after moving to America. But it's also an example of one of those things in hindsight that exists in England. I just didn't know about it. And there's a reason for that. It's nowhere near as popular there as it is here. Midwest just fell. I can only think it was too many pork tenderloins. Perhaps the most recognizable brand of root beer in America is A&W, which does not stand for Alice and Wonderland because that's not the name of the book. What I do know is that it is a drink based on the sassafras root. What is it? Sassafras root. And on this continent of North America, it is hundreds of years old. There's verifiable evidence that Native Americans drank a sassafras root drink for medicinal purposes, which is why to this day it tastes like Mucinex Fastmax. And I'll always remember where I was and what I was doing when I had my first root beer. I was at Jean's root beer stand in Anderson, and I was drinking root beer. As for the one that I prepared earlier, I already gulped it down in between transitions.
Ice cream various. Okay, ice cream various. Again, speaks for itself.
Ice cream, but only when I'm in a field and there's a clown. Then I scream a lot. But Americans love their ice cream, arguably more than my British compatriots, and that's amazing when you consider that we have the 99 flake and the feast. Ironically, two things that you don't encounter in America. What you will encounter is America's own unique flavors. I'm not talking about those distributed by Ben & Jerry's because that is very popular in Britain. In fact, and this is a beautiful memory, the first time that I devoured an entire tub was at my dad's office in Grimsby. I'm talking about flavors whose transplant to Britain has for now been put on ice and not creamy ice. So for example, Rocky Road, which is perhaps my favourite ice cream that did not originate with Ben & Jerry's. It's amazing. It came out of Oakland, California in 1929, and it's usually a combination of chocolate ice cream, marshmallows, and nuts.
For any of you that really care, most of you probably don't, but one of my favourite Ben & Jerry ice creams is the ice cream, but it's got peanut butter chunks in there. Oh, so good. On a Sunday, I'd normally have a film day and just get loads of junk food, and I'd just like get a case of Ben & Jerry's, eat the whole thing, watch some films, play playing video games all day. That was before I was married.
And if on December 31st I'd foreseen the pandemic, I wouldn't have quit chocolate for the year ahead, and I'd now be stuffing my face with Rocky Road for your viewing pleasure. Some might say that 2020 itself has been a rocky road, so it won't surprise you to learn that that's more or less how it got its name. Its 1929 creators, Dreyer and Eady, called it that as a comical reference to the Wall Street crash. Hilarious. In either event, the world could do right now with a superhero, which is the perfect segue into Superman flavoured ice cream.
What?
So called because it bears the colours of Superman himself, though I am contractually obligated to point out that it's not licensed by DC Comics. We here at Lost in the Pond didn't have all of the ingredients, so we made our own terrible version. It's a combination of vanilla ice cream and fruity pebbles. I personally was embarrassed by this. Nonetheless, I did give it a name. I called it Baby Kal-El flavour. It can still lift up cars. And finally, and there's really only one way to pronounce this, Butter Pecan. Butter Pecan is without doubt my favourite non-chocolate ice cream. And the reason that I didn't encounter Butter Pecan flavoured ice cream in Britain is that pecans are not very commonly found in Britain. Here they make up two of my favourite desserts, this ice cream and pecan pie. So when this pandemic is over and you've moved to America, head on over to Baskin Robbins and get yourself some Butter Pecan. Also look...
Sorry to pause halfway through. Pecan, is that spelt like pecan? Because I've been saying it wrong all these years. Well, I say all these years. I've only heard of it about 6 months ago. So that was a massive over-exaggeration. Pecan. Let me know in the comments below.
Some alternative pronunciations of pecan. I get some funny looks. I don't know why.
Wow, what did you think of the video? Another fantastic video. If there's anything you'd like to add to this video, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, it's an absolute pleasure. Again, I am Mr. H and I am on a mission to learn all things USA. If that sounds good and you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell on, because I'm posting every Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. If you are one of those lovely returning viewers, subscribers and members, bloody love you. If you'd like to support the channel even more, we do have a join and members section. Check out the link in the pinned comments for all the fun packed perks. And all that leaves me to say, Mr. H, you're my friends, is take care, God bless, see ya on the next video.